Now, here's an interesting part about this, DDK. Look at this composition that Dignitas are running. They have 0 flashes. So they have nothing really to try and force back. There's we see Rays played on this map often. No Rays for Dignitas. Like this composition is quite interesting here. Versus the other side, you have Paranoia and you also have Curveball for TSM. They're also going to get the information with the Sova. Like there's just, I don't know. I'm not too wild about Dignitas' comp here.
Yeah, there's like a really heavy reliance on the drone for clearance of positions, especially because another way that you could do that, as you said, is with flashes, or typically people love to run arrays on this map. With the boombot, also helps to clear some of these close and trickier positions like U-Haul, and people. If you don't have the breach, it feels like you do kind of need a boombot or a drone. And I feel like, so, going to your point, there's a lot of pressure on Psalm's drone to do a huge amount. And that's something that TSM know as well. But we can see Sabrosa, off that reposition from Hookah, is going to find a few players. Oh! He's so patient, he's so calm, but he can only get one in this instance. Is it enough? It's all on Hayes to find out, and Superman will take him down. Superman on the Brimstone here, instead of the Omen, as we saw in the previous map.
Now, Superman on Brim is exciting because he's a very, very good Brimstone. That's actually the agent that when we first got a glimpse of him when Homeless played on let me just go ahead and scratch that for a moment there because Dignitas got wiped away. I mean, yeah, it's nice to go ahead and talk good things about Dig, but when Wardell comes swinging around the corner and he just whacks them completely, TSM retake that one with authority.
Yeah, that's very just pissed around stuff, isn't it? You get the ability to not have to be encumbered too much by smokes and walls and all the rest of it, as there isn't that much utility going into a pistol, and you can kind of swing out there. And Wardell makes that look really good, especially with the Sheriff, and I'm loving the Sheriff on the pistol round. And moving forwards, Dig will certainly be disappointed by that. And I think, as we started to talk about, there are a lot of interesting points here in terms of talking about the compositions, the trade-offs that are made, the opportunity cost to select one agent over another. But right away we'll see Dev in this eco rounds looking for the typical, we're going to see the typical cams and trips and so on, and pressure placed by Dev on the bathroom side of the map. And we get the B-long control here, looks fairly usual. Drone and Sabrosa looking to try to swing with this, and actually I missed the buy earlier.
Yeah, I was going to comment on it. Dignitas do buy round 2. They did that against TSM when they played last time, so not a shocker they did it here.
If we're going to upgrade the specs,
expecting that. You're always just going to think,
I don't know how I feel about that.
With classics. Nope, they buy Bulldogs.
I'd rather do what we've been doing and upgrade to
It's
Bulldogs.
Great too, because especially when you're up against the Jet, that
maybe it's a little bit better on Bind, since there's a lot closer quarters for a lot of positions.
So you get a really huge advantage. And also the Bulldog is going to perform better, if you're good enough, on those ranges.
But damn.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Dig play the 5v4 now. It's actually feeling very desperate here for TSM. There's the smoke to elbow, trying to recon dart into the side. Drone has to defend close with the Spectre. That's where it performs well. That's a great 2K. Drone, always good for the multi-kills, and that's huge. That gives TSM at least a chance to recover here.
The fact that you can always rely on Drone for 2, it's absurd, right? I believe he has like a 0.86 kills per round. Like he's always having some value that he's contributing to the team in such a way that you never quite can expect it, but when it does happen, you're like, well, makes sense because it's Drone. Now, as Wardell has 60 HP and this Sheriff outside of CT, you also have Cutler lingering on the outside. They both swing.
Retake that shit, bitch.
He's just going to leave Psalm by himself. And that is just going to be short-lived. So the spike does go down. The gamble, though, unfortunately, for Dignitas does not pay off
worth it,
as they invest into round 2.
Oof. There's a world where they can force again. If they had maybe got one more kill, I think there's an argument to certainly do it. But I doubt it's going to happen. And this is very unfortunate for Dig, because it felt like they had everything going for them. But this is like the only flash on the server, apart from Sabrosa's. And so that's, as you highlighted, that's a huge advantage that TSM will have when kind of going for these retakes and re-entering these positions. It's going to be really awkward for Dig. I like that they're running the Sage. I think Sage has huge value on binds, but would it be nice to see like a Breach or an Omen in there as well?
Big home.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be breaking down what this comp will be or how it's effective. Wardell gets 2 kills, maybe a third. Superman, though, does lock down the kill with the Ghost. As Hayes has this angle held, it's going to be rather weakened. off screen, and we just switched to a drone gets one. He's good for two. That just seems to be that's his brand at this point. Should be on his Twitter bio. He's like, I'm drone and I'm good for two. Superman doing everything he can to just try and hold this off, maybe get another kill, but Sub-Rosa around the flank. Who's going to handle that one easily. Every single time it's come down to just two players for TSM. Dignitas, even with weaker guns or certain,
I'm not gonna lie, dude,
they managed to get kills. Dignitas managed to get kills against TSM. They just can't seem to wrap up these rounds. But now
Drone is crazy, dude. Drone is one of the best players in NA,
TSM's
dude.
money is not very good, given how many losses they sustained over these rounds despite winning them.
Top 5 for
sure.
sure.
If they're able to get off to a good start here and pick up this round, they're going to be able to switch things up. And we have that. We might
Drone
get
is so fucking good. Like,
oh no, this could be good for 3
so
kills.
consistent.
We might get the ice off to the back of showers and the ult into showers possibly. Oh, they're waiting for it. Okay, we've seen that before a couple days ago, and it was phenomenal.
Drone is so
I was really hoping we would see it here.
You just want to see people burn.
That's basically
it. I respect that, though, and the reason why I love that is because as a guy who plays Brimstone a lot, I love that combination. It's a very typical combo, but it's when it happens, it's so effective. Now, though, as Dignitas, with their better judgment, they decide to just wrap around A, come over to B. Shanks is going to finally come online here with the kill against Sub-Rosa, leaving Cutler and Wardell inside of the B site here to try and deal with whatever aggression would be coming out of Dignitas. Potentially, Wardell does get the mark against Shanks. He has been winning that battle fairly consistently.
This is a moment now where you would expect it to reset. As far as TSM are concerned, there's been pressure sort of on both sides of the map, and it's kind of hard to know exactly what Shanks was up to there. Is he just taking ground after the kill and trying to make a play by himself, or is the team there? It's really hard to know, and we'll get a drone down short A, so that's info for TSM. They're trying to work out what's happening. And with two players in bathrooms and droning out of bathrooms, now it's super confusing for TSM. The bomb is, of course, the spike is towards the B site, can go through the telly if things go well towards A. Things are not going well towards A, so that's going to mean that Poise will have to just commit onto this B site by himself, and it's not looking too good for Poise here. The rotation from Sam is coming, but it's far away, and there's no way to get the spike down here, so it's just going to be a save. It was a good effort. I liked what they were trying to do there, but they needed to get an entry, sell it. They need to sell something towards A.
Had Def gotten that kill on Cutler, the entire round looks different, right? They get onto the site, they wall off, they start to have a little bit of protection there, maybe win the round outright, but TSM will manage to get a 4th round in a row here. They do salvage the op out of that, so they don't have to spend a lot of cash in order for them to be able to have a weapon that they can really use to a great effect here. We were talking about the money before. TSM breathing a sigh of relief now as their economy is certainly regulated. Meanwhile, Dignitas, this is a big round for them. They need to win this.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate for Dig too that they did use the orbital strike, and it didn't really work out for them. And we'll see the Ice Orb going deep here, and this is a great Ice Orb. This is one of the reasons why Sage is so good on this map, because this prevents any kind of a peak, which means now players can be really close, or maybe they're not. So it forces Sub-Rosa. He's going to pop the runner back. He's going to go straight in with the double curveball, trying to find a headshot. Sub-Rosa is really, truly nuts. Finds that kill onto Superman. Wardell with the follow-up on the Poised. They wanted to try to punish Sub-Rosa on the runner back as he pops the collar, but it looks like it will just really be decimation as far as Dignitas is concerned. And
where are you at?
Individual players
where are you at?
Def, and it's not going to work out for him either. So, this is
rough.
That's real rough.
Yeah, this is really, really rough. I did like the idea to stop the aggression from Long, but the issue is that Wardell was there to complement the run-it-back Phoenix. So Poise was not expecting that at all. They only thought that they were going to invest just purely that one run-it-back Phoenix, who, if he dies, it's not a big deal. Sub-Rosa goes back and is going to be in a safe area, but instead Wardell takes that shot, has Tailwind, can get out when he needs to. That round that was very expensive for Dignitas and costly for them throughout the course of this, and it really boils back down to that 2nd round bye, right? They've never really had an opportunity to get that economy right, and since then they've kind of just been getting snowballed here 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it is starting to get a little bit out of hand, and we'll have to see if they can find a way to mix things up to find some success. Their default thing isn't working for them right now. It's a nice opening kill from Sub-Rosa. Ever the menace is Sub-Rosa in that B-long position. His flash play is just fantastic, and
that was a pretty cool flash.
Like, having Sub-Rosa on one end and drone on the other, it's definitely a deadly force,
and then
I think
it
speaks to a lot of the firepower from the rifles that we see out of TSM so consistently. I'm always looking back at those players and being impressed. And Dig here, it's all on Shanks really. In terms of the firepower, he's got the ultimate here with the knives. Could have a jump and a float maybe to catch Sabrosa, but oh, there it is. And Shanks will nail him with that one. So 50 seconds to go, and there is a chance here for Dig now.
There is some time, but Wardell with the angle on top of the truck here in
There ain't
U-Haul.
shit.
There ain't shit. Goodbye, Shanks. Good try. Maybe Wardell's going to look for another one. Ah, you'll get it with the Sheriff instead. 6 rounds straight for TSM. They're going to let him know. All these little tricks, you know, the attempts to pull a rabbit out of your hat has not worked out. What has worked is just pure aggression from TSM here on Bind. It's been kind of beautiful to see them break down Dignitas like this after what happened with Haven.
Yeah, it's just the start they needed, that is for sure. And it's a 6-0 now for TSM. Dig still with time and money to turn things around. We see a full buy from them. Shanks on the operator again, as is Wardell, as we would expect. And in terms of the ultimates for Dig, they've got the res for Sage and the neural theft for Cypher, but that's about it. I love those arrows. It's so annoying. It usually gets one pulse off. But look how close Superman was to the smoke. Able to punish Hayes as he walks through. And you know oftentimes that arrow can be followed up by a play like that. And we get the trades coming through. This is perfect for Dig right now. 3 versus 3. They can reset it if they want. But they know that there's nobody else on the site. That's beautiful. A beautiful read of the A side play from Dig. And they're going to go for the spike plant immediately off the back of those 2 kills.
Yeah, but they got to watch out for the flank from Sabrosa here, and that's exactly what Psalm is going to be doing, patrolling the backfield. Meanwhile, Shanks, he's going to have to do some damage up ahead and pay attention to this. So this is Psalm's job. Right now, Shanks, he has to worry about Heaven. Psalm needs to worry about Rosa here, and that is just Rosa every single time, nailing those shots. Now the pressure is going to be popping up from behind here as Wardell inside of sight will get popped by Superman. Sabrosa looking to give himself an angle to try and get back inside. He'll get healing as it goes, but it won't matter because Poise, headshot on Sabrosa. They hold this one down. And despite that flank coming in and looking pretty good, they managed to hold off all the players coming from the defender side. So Dignitas, they can breathe a sigh of relief right now.
Yeah, and it's one of the questions is, you know, when you see a big drought like this of rounds for Dig, struggling to find success, the question is after they do get some success is that success replicable? And if we look at where it came from, you know, Dig, they got the challenge from TSM. It's actually TSM trying to take the initiation towards that showers position with the recon, with the smokes and so on, and really forcing the issue, and they didn't win that battle. And that's how Dig got the round. So there's still no answers necessarily, but Dig will start off with that early bathrooms pressure. They want to, if given the opportunity, they want to start the round the same way as previously, and they're going to get that early bathrooms control. So the question is now, do they want to pressure the other side of the map, or are they just going to change the pace and just go for it off of the back of this initial control?
They have ults to deal with that too, right? They can actually put an orbital strike down on lamps to force players out of that, give them an opportunity to try and take site control. They also have Hunter's Fury too. I would expect to see maybe some ults taking place, little drone wars as well, brought to you by your host Chris Jericho. That's a reference for a TV show that maybe not a lot of people saw. BattleBots, I think it was. Anyway, now though, we have a waiting game here. Is the 2 drones, the rival drones on each side, trying to get some information. Wardell with a great spot here. And then Hayes pushed up ahead. So Shanks is going to make him pay for that, and Wardell drops down so Superman can profit off of that. And here comes the Hunter's Fury, clearing out anything that will be taking place over on Lamp, so no one will be in that area. They can push that completely. Def is going to be on the other side. This is looking good for Dignitas as they try and just climb their way back into this game.
Such an interesting look as well, you know, not having a raise on Bind is you know, not having any of those bombs. It's looking really difficult here right now for TSM. Drone, though, as you said, always good for 2. My name's Drone, and it seems like it will just be 2 this time as well. Shanks takes him down, and it's not that much that Color's left here with as he approaches from Heaven, but there's really the ability for every angle to be covered at this point. All the info is there for Dig. They've got the cam in bathrooms, they've got the trip up on the short position, the flank position, so there's really no way for Color to get onto the spike and
we just want the op out of their hands
and deny the exits as well. So
not happening.
This is really interesting as well because Alex, we didn't see the orbital strike expended. It was just the Hunter's Fury was the ult of choice, and that was enough. And that's really cool to see.
That was a mechanical mess up.
In terms of retakeability,
on our side.
I am curious.
They did not win that round
how
because of their strategy.
TSM will be in terms of their composition
That's
for the
key
retakes.
Takeaway.
Again, as I mentioned, when we see that Raze so commonly, as well as the Sage, I feel like those are two agents that are not with TSM's comp right now that are super helpful on retakes, especially with the short plant, like as we just saw.
Yeah, it's fair, right?
What happened to Coach? Coach is on a fucking break, but he's back, baby.
Come on! To be able to remove wall quickly, to just delete it from the map is important. There's also just frag nades, boom bot. Like there's a lot of value that
I have to eat real quick, but we're back now.
Make a case, maybe it's not as good as it used to be, but there certainly is some benefit to be able to have that tool there at your disposal. Wardell goes in now instead as we look at this round for an aggressive peek at short. While that's going on, activity was taking place by long, and now we're going to get some movement at hookah too. Look at this. It looks like they're prepping a wall. No, they weren't. Okay, I thought that they were actually going to be prepping a wall. Neurotheft is out now. Here comes the orbital strike. Wardell has to tailwind out of there. So Hayes is going to be joining Cutler in the back by elbow. I think they may have heard that. So the wall now is going to break off this action. And they're also going to get the coverage there from that smoke. In the backfield, though, it's Drone. He does deal some damage. Spike had not gone down quite yet. That wall is going to be weak, and as Cutler, look for him to just try and burst through there and pick off one or two players that might be unsuspecting of that movement.
Oh, those are very scary. What the hell is so close to connecting some of these shots. And now Hayes will go down as well towards elbow. All the ground is being lost here, and systematically one by one they'll all fall. And that was a nice little set piece coming out from Dig. Again, throwing out something very different. A really early timing, hitting a set piece on the B site. We see that classic play.
We need the 9-3.
I really like the Sage Brimstone combination. When you're entering the site,
take
you
three
get
more.
The smokes going on the side. We've got the orbital strike back side, and on elbow there is the brim smoke first, and then the wall happens afterwards. And the wall prevents anyone from pushing from elbow through the smoke, but it also allows you to go on top of the wall. You get a double peak, double elevation peak on Cubby.
You see over them, but they don't see you.
Okay, in one round, we fucking need this one.
From the elbow position, but then you can one-way elbow.
Do or fucking die.
So there's just so many ways to play that. It's a great setup. Another Bathroom's a contention here from both sides as well.
I know that I was a little critical at the beginning of them not having any flashes. I am liking what I'm seeing so far, although I do think they have a lot of work to do. They also are going to be reliant on ults. Like, now that they don't have Hunter's Fury and Orbital Strike, like, what do they do here to try and take control of site? TSM is playing forward positions. They're getting aggressive. And, oh, that's actually a big kill from Def. But this goes back again to that last round that they won. It was Hayes that got aggressive, and TSM, they paid for that dearly by losing that first round to Dignitas. So perhaps we could see shades of that again here.
That ain't fucking back, Chad.
Pretty
goddamn
difficult situation
Come on.
if you're TSM. You have some decisions to make.
What do you think? How do you think Cilantro shoots everyone through fucking walls?
Information. Well, they do have Cypher. They do still have Sova, so they can get that mid-run information, and that does allow you to play more passively. Passively allows you to play these 2-2 setups a bit more easily, but it is still obviously a rough spot because you know right now that Dig are gathering up to hit something in numbers, and we can see that it's going to be that B player again. They have the Brim, and the Sage as well to basically run similar shenanigans, just minus the orbital strike.
Shanks
and Wardell
first, maybe.
Wardell's going to do everything here.
Come on!
Great pick from Wardell. Escapes, drops the smoke, and Sabrosa's holding down Hookah. It all comes down to Wardell and Sabrosa, but they're extremely good at this game, Alex, so they might just be able to make this happen. Wardell's still alive, still kicking, still dodging, still delaying, and surely the rotation's going to come in soon.
Yeah, that wall actually worked out very well for Wardell because he was just able to play that corner, and if you're going to try and challenge him, he's going to win that fight every single time. This round is basically going to be null for Dignitas. They will stop this great run that they managed to put together.
That's not good.
TSM stopping Dignitas.
We shouldn't have been hunting.
They got 3 in a row. We don't have money like that. TSM managed to put one on the board here.
And you know what was missing there, Alex? A flashbang of any kind.
If they had anything, a curveball, a paranoia would have forced that back.
Any of the above.
Like, because even right there, right,
actually, Rosa might have money.
Stop Wardell, but then now you just give Wardell additional coverage. So, okay, thank you so much for the wall. I'll go ahead and kill your team.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
We shouldn't have.
You need to contact for as long as possible before, get everyone close to that position, and that's why the flash is really the most ideal and only real true answer to doing that safely.
Wow. Oh, Wardell. Hello.
That's going to be 7-3 for TSM.
Hello.
Dig mixing up the
Come
pace
on.
again and hitting that A short position really hard to
Take
pass
it.
it. But
Money.
this is looking pretty desperate in terms of getting slowed by that utility. They don't get a
Rack
pick.
City,
They
bitch.
do expend
Rack
some
City,
of the defensive
bitch.
utility, but they're just going to have to
10,
run all the
20s
way
in
back
them
to be
50s,
here.
bitch.
And they
Come
don't
on.
know what they're running into
Take
right
it
now.
home.
Yeah, that's right. But they do know that Wardell's not going to be located there, and at the very least, that will be fine, right? Like,
They're
they are going to
rotating.
have that, not that worry that the snipe will be there. They can also cut off elbow. Sabrosa will have to make a play as they start to make some clears happen. There goes that wall to try and stop any of that aggression that could come out of elbow. Spike is now down. This is going to be a big round here for Dignitas. The wall has been chopped down. Sabrosa's still lingering about. You got Cutler, Hayes,
got a lot of
and
utility.
Wardell in the back
Bring
on
it out.
defender side, and joining them in a little bit will be Drone here. Sabrosa's going to
Bring
be
it
the
out.
first one to go
Bring
for
it
the
out.
engagement, or at least I thought so, as Wardell was going to be the one to find the connection first. Now though, Wardell with knives out can actually play spoiler here for Dignitas, but some more kills are starting to come through. As Wardell and Drone, they managed to secure themselves a few kills. Now the swing is out. Wardell gets 4 out of that one, and they still had one more teammate alive for the trade. That is going to be very clean.
Yep.
And very, very well done by TSM on the retake.
That was actually an awesome opportunity for Dig. I'm not
Hold
sure if
this
it was
what?
the plan to try to send it up short and to rotate
Hold the
back.
who?
I can't imagine that it would necessarily
Hold
be.
the huh?
It's like an if statement. It's like if we get the opening entries, of course we're going to commit to the site, but they do decide to go very quickly back to B. And
The what?
TSM had that full commit on the rotation, so it offered up an opportunity, but again, it is a struggle. It feels like holding on to sites and retaking. It feels like a lot of this comes down to gunplay and good spacing because of the way that we have the agent compositions for both teams.
What a game this has been. You don't know what your opponents are going to be picking, but you always know that Wardell will have that op in his hand, and he starts his round off against Sam. So as he dies there, that puts him within, I think, like 1 of his Hunter's Fury, and Poise is at 1 for the res. Now we'll actually get the res here. Sabrosa's going to push this one aggressively, get control of that. Spike's down. Def and Superman are going to have to make some magic happen here with Luka. I just don't really see a world where that will be possible, given that all these angles are covered. They have the spike. They know where Superman is now. Only player alive is Def. And while he is a phenomenal player, you're asking a lot.
Eat his
for
ass
him to
right
try
now.
and clutch up this 1v5. He's just looking to stay alive.
That's a
as long as
fucking
he can.
victory royale,
Flawless
baby.
For
Perfect
TSM
half.
as they close out the half.
Perfect.
Yeah, great rounds. Dig definitely looks kind of desperate on that attacking side.
Yeah, they look like they didn't have a plan there.
It really felt like the composition did let them down in quite a lot of instances. They just didn't have enough answers in some of, as we said, like denying some of the retakes, and didn't have enough answers in terms of
reboot card expired.
Flashes. It just creates problems. There's a lot of problems that they were experiencing in the mid to late rounds.
Let's go, baby.
And moving into this defensive side, I am curious, how well they will do, because if we go think back to Haven as well, Dig really shined a lot more on the defense than they did the attack. So there's still a chance for them to close this out too, but it's going to, of course, be very hard.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like the win here is that they have a lot of stall, right? Slow orbs. They also have mollies. They can.
Not hard to bait it out though. Not hard to bait it out. We can bait it all out.
Play around this.
Not difficult.
Right?
Shoot it all out. Then we push. Then we take.
This is a good.
That's our game plan here with this composition. They do not have enough reactionary.
They'll get information.
Abilities. No flash. No blind.
Do his thing. And Shank's playing his aggressive position here.
They got a lot of preemptive utility.
He's just trying to tag and see if he can get some more information, but he has cleared this, so you know that they're not necessarily going to be playing this angle.
That's the way we think about it. Run it.
Too. I would imagine that TSM would be aware of this.
I like the U-Haul setup here. It's a very safe way to play just 2 players on the side, and they
get
know
him out,
what's
Rosa.
coming for rotation.
I mean, Deli, come on.
The dodging there from Wardell was stunning as he takes down Superman, leaving a very dire situation for the remainder of Dig, as Poise looks over and only sees, well, nothing. All the line of sight has been obscured, but Shanks, he can still maybe, especially with that kill, do something here for Dig as he creates opportunity and distraction. That should allow Poise to get out as well. With that Ghost, very important at these ranges especially.
They saw him.
It's a real chance here, Alex.
Yeah, they saw him actually drop down. The paranoia is going to be pretty big for them. Slow orb
That's
on the
what I'm
opposite
talking
side
about,
too.
baby.
Oh,
Come on,
I
Hayes.
expect him to be pushing to
Bring
slow
it
orb
home.
here. You would not actually think that because he was so
Bullshit,
deep inside.
we
Now
expect
he's
that.
gonna wrap around, get
Take
this
him
first
home.
kill. It's gonna be a 1v2 though. Quite the effort that he's going to have to make here, Shanks, the new pickup for Dignitas, as he runs right into Wardell. This is actually going to be pretty winnable here. Tries to tag it, but he's anticipating the push from the showers. The thing is, though, Drone is going to be right behind him.
Shit,
and
Drone.
he's going to bail out of this one. There's no way that he wins out on this battle. And Drone will actually take the death. Both players would take the death because you'd rather get the ult point there instead.
Yeah, good effort from Shanks. Almost made it happen. But it is 10-3 in favor of TSM. They're doing a great job here on the map, which statistically, as we highlighted, doesn't look too good for them. But so far, it's looking like Dig is having some problems. And given how few rounds they have, they need to immediately get the ball rolling here on this defensive side. I'm not sure how that's going to look just yet. You'd want to see them taking the initiative, but we'll have to see what TSM are doing at the beginning too. If TSM play extremely passive, then Dig, they can't just run into that. So. Smoke there, pick up of the orb. Superman really wants to build that orbital strike. You can't blame him. It's so good.
And he doesn't have a lot of time to do it as well. That's the other reason why he's going for that. Kills that he gets would be great, but the rounds are just going to continue to tick on if they go in the favor of TSM. And then before you know it, it's game over. Som does try to push out and will be punished for that one by Cutler. Noted here, they don't buy this round.
Cutler
like
doesn't even need flashes.
Head
so fucking shiny.
That they had in the beginning of the game. I think they felt a little more comfortable being able to do that. Sabrosa, though, oh dear, he's at 7 HP. And then Drone just hits him with a little tag team action there from the right side. That's unfortunate. TSM now 11-3.
Out of the park!
This continues to look very, very good for TSM.
Yeah, it really does.
Home
I
run!
love Diggs play there. They go for the aggression, 4 players towards A, and they see that they see a Cypher, and so that in such a passive position, it's like, well, okay, everyone else is clearly going towards the other side, as Cypher is so often the lurk. But moving into the gun round, this is it. This has to work. And as far as Dig are concerned, they're actually in advantage on the firepower because they're up against so many Spectres, and they're going for a huge swing out here towards short B control. Love this. Wardell, trying to punish him badly. He doesn't have the operator just yet. Working with the Phantom.
That's all right.
In fact, he is the best gun on the team. Everyone else is Spectres. And now the question is, what do Dig want to follow this up with? Because TSM are responding. They know there are so many players towards that position. They're just taking bathrooms for free. They're going to walk or try to walk into the safe site. Shanks on the operator could cause some damage, though.
Shanks is going to have to be the answer. Gets 1 kill on Cutler. He's going to cut them off here, but one player did manage to make it through, and he was not aware of that.
Who's
Sabrosa will just charge right into Shanks and manage that shot. Wardell with the only rifle on the team, and now Sabrosa's going to trade this one out. This is dire here for Dignitas. They need to win this round, but they don't have the numbers to do it. They also don't have anything to work for them on the entry here. Sabrosa, he's going to use that right back. They have to charge this. They have to charge this, and they have to kill him instantly.
You ain't shit, bitch!
When he gets 2,
you can't do it.
They needed to push.
You don't have the tenacity.
To do this while this is
hey,
going on, though.
Hey, he's on it.
Oh my God,
come on,
get
him the fuck out.
Match point for TSM, but Def was so close, just hoping that distraction was simply going to be enough.
Like I said in my speech, what do we want?
TSM.
What do we want? Fall forward, bitch.
It's just a cluster of disaster.
If we didn't have
I don't want to look back.
I think he gets that. That's actually so insane. Oh wow.
Bang.
This was a great initial setup.
Look at Rosa.
Shanks, this shot.
Fucking mastermind.
It's because of the aim punch. Sabrosa
Holy
takes him,
shit.
but I actually imagine without the aim punch, I think Shanks hits that shot
and
too.
he gets hot hands because he kills these 2 players here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And then he roasts Def.
Oh my
God.
Insane.
Run it up.
But into the next round, this could
Look
be
at
Yassine.
Yassine, I'm gonna get you a fucking 6-pack of shawarmas.
Find a way to win this round. They don't really have that much equipment to work with. They do have the Jet ult though, so Shanks really again the focal point of this round. And Dig, he's gonna get flashed immediately. They don't realize that he is here. At the right click though, if he's able to reset afterwards. Oh no, Sabrosa annihilates him, and with that, maybe they've annihilated the best chance for them to come back in this round. Still something to say about it with that Bulldog from heaven, but TSM right now, they have so much position.
Hey.
Oh my God, back-to-back round, throw it back.
So impressive, man. But the spike is going to go down. TSM, they have the advantage. It's only going to be Som, the last player left alive. He's looking all over the place. Chicken with his head cut off, and that is going to be Dignitas taking the game here. And what a match.
Look at that.
This has been so far for TSM versus Dig. We're going to be going to a game 3.
Goddamn shiny, boy.
Absolutely, Color. He's just relieved.
I seen that zit on the top of your head too, boy. I'll pop that for you, buddy. Give you a little masseuse massage on the top of your skull.
In that matchup.
Get you all loosened up.